1, a 2, a 1.
It's time for the Better Horses radio show. So let's saddle up and ride as we explore the Western way of life, horses and cows, family and friends, a relationship with the land, and a relationship with God. It's all here on Better Horses Radio. Now let's hit the trails with the Better Horses team.
Welcome to Better Horses Radio. We're so glad everybody joined us. We're the team broadcasting a special episode at the Color Breed Congress in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It is considered one of the largest horse shows in the United States. Hello, everyone. My name's Ed Adams.
And I'm Merle Arbo.
And Merle, you are a professional horse trainer. You've been coming here for a very long time with 650 classes, almost covering the gambit when it comes to horse showmanship.
Yeah, we've been coming for a long time. It's longer than I maybe care to admit on the air, but I remember back when it was a Pinto Horse Congress, and that was before we got all the breeds. You know, the Color Breed Congress is the largest multi-breed association show in the whole world.
And you know what? I'm going to be very impressed because we're going to be talking to all the people here at the Color Breed Congress, not only that are participating, Merle, but we're going to actually people that are setting it up and have really put a lot of heart and soul and heavy lifting into the show.
You know, you take for granted a lot of this stuff. You know, you turn on the television or turn on the radio and you hear about it. But man, a lot of people behind the scenes work a long time to put this show on, and we're happy to be here and be part of it.
You know, Merle, I want to talk to you because you're actually taking some horses that are obviously well-trained, ready to go and plug and play, but you're also taking some new horses that have never gone to the show before. What's that like for somebody who's doing that?
Well, this is a great way to get one broke. I guarantee, even if you never show a class, you come down here, you get a stall, and just experience it the first time. You know, bring your horse, because there are stuff you can't simulate at home. And get in all these arenas and all these pens with the Jumbotron and the traffic, the dogs, the golf carts, you know, the little kids on the bicycles and scooters and Segways. You know, there's nothing that they won't go home and be a better horse than when you came.
You know, I tell you what, that's kind of intimidating to a few people, and we can understand that, but I got to tell you, we're going to walk you through this entire show, and by the time you're done listening to it, you're going to think, this is the place I got to try my horse. No matter what level you are, it's got all different levels, all different disciplines. But before we get started with the Color Breed Congress, we're going to take it to our Better Cattle segment with Mark Albold. Mark?
Well, Ed, hard to believe we are here in the last 2 months of the trading year. Things are going to get a little more, we think, interesting, especially in the grain trade. 2 months to go. We've done some reporting here. We watch 48 different commodities, all of energies, of course, grains, livestock, precious metals. Since October, interesting that of that list during the month of October, live hogs were up 15% and near the top of the list. Since New Year's, lean hogs still rank in the top 10, up 26.5% since January. Do live cattle also up 11% year to date. Now, topping the list year to date, as it has every month this year, is cocoa, up a whopping 375%. Boy, would it have been something to buy some cocoa New Year's Day. We'd be very happy here heading into the new year. Orange juice, a distant second for the year, is still up 70%, doing well. Now, corn, no surprise, corn, soybeans, and wheat, cotton, all in negative territory for the month of October, down anywhere from 3 to 7%. Year to date, not much better, in fact, worse, all down 15 to 22% for the year. Keep an eye on that. And we end up today, not really all to do with the better cattle, but it has to do with, of course, irrigation of cropland that we use to feed those cattle. USDA recently released the 2023 Irrigation and Water Management Report, showing less water used for irrigation than the previous report. Now, USDA estimates that nearly every state uses irrigation of some kind at some point during the year. The 2023 report, now completed, shows that nearly 213,000 farms, 53.1 million irrigated acres. Now, interestingly, the previous report, 2018, showed over 231,000 farms, pumping water on over 56 million acres. So, bottom line, less water, fewer acres. Again, 5 states accounted for nearly half of the irrigated acres: Texas, Arkansas, Nebraska, California, and Idaho. Well, that'll do it here for this week. I'm Mark Oppold, as always, wishing you a profitable week ahead.
And thank you, Mark. We appreciate the Better Cattle segment. And since we're at the Color Breed Congress, we're going to go right into our Better Horse segment of the week. And our horse tip of the week, I knew I was going to get that out, Merle. We're going to get our special horse tip of the week with Scott Rystrom at Rystrom Quarter Horses. Scott?
Good morning, Ed. Nice to see you this morning. This is my tip of the day, especially for bigger horse shows where you're here for a very long length of time and your horses have been here and ridden, and after a while you start getting a little tired and a little bit wore down a little bit. You start, for instance, we had a mare in the halter yesterday, and we took that class for granted. We shouldn't have. She's been here showing all week long, took it for granted, got in there, and she was a little nervous, and we didn't have her prepared. Something so simple as a halter class, you'd think, but at the end of the day, it was very important for my customer, and she didn't have a good go. The mare was nervous, and I guess my tip of the day is don't weaken through the horse show. All right, so I feel like what we should have done on this mare is we should have stayed out here late that night, went ahead and let her in there, had my customer lead her, set her up, show her marks, make sure she wasn't nervous of that grandstand or announcer. If she was nervous, we should have spent all the time we needed. We should have lunged her. We should have took her back several times. Because the mare has won multiple halter classes, and we just took it for granted. And I feel like we kind of let the mare and the customer down that day, but we are not going to make that mistake today. So with everything we talked about this morning, I'd like to just reiterate that it is so important to go ahead and prepare every class just as important as the next class. Every day is a new day. I believe you have to have your horses ready, have your clients ready, have them in that environment, see where your holes are, go ahead and work through those problems, and stuff's still going to go wrong, but you can go to bed at night knowing that you've done absolutely everything. You didn't leave anything on the field. So thank you for listening. This is Scott Rystrom at Rystrom Quarter Horses. We're here with Better Horses. I appreciate everything they do, and have fun, show your horses. We'll see you next time.
And thank you, Scott, for our Better Horses horse tip of the week. Merle, he is a real talent here at the Color Breed Congress.
Real talent and a good friend. I always appreciate both. He's always good to give information, and also always a good friend if you need anything.
So let's kick this off. I want everyone to stay with us as we have coming up next Daryl Bilkey, the Chief Operating Officer of the Color Breed Congress, telling us exactly what to expect in this week's show. Stay with us. I'm Ed Adams.
And I'm Merle Arbo.
And we'll be right back right after these messages.
Get quality you can stand on. Hoof Grip is the proprietary formula that provides shock absorption for your animals with no ice buildup, slipping, cracking, or sogginess, making it the safest, most comfortable, and maintenance-free flooring on the market. Hoof Grip installs quickly and easily over existing surfaces, is easy to clean, and withstands extreme heat or cold. From vet offices to barns, wash racks to trailers and more. Visit hoofgrip.com to find a dealer in your area today.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
Routine dental examination and treatments are essential for high-quality horse care. To prevent potential problems, a horse's mouth should be examined at least once a year. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins, Equine Field Service Veterinarian at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center. We can examine the mouth and provide a treatment plan to meet the needs of each client and their horse. Visit us at ksvhc.org, the Veterinary Health Center, to discover, to teach, to heal.
2024 is not over, so let's ride to the finest horse show of the year, the Color Breed Congress, beginning November 1st through the 9th in Tulsa, Oklahoma, located at the Ford Livestock Complex. With over 600 classes, all levels, all disciplines, and all breeds, including the long-ear classes, can enter with no qualifications required. Cash and prizes to be won. The Color Breed Congress, a family-friendly environment with a good taste of healthy competition. For more information, go to colorbreedcongress.com. The Color Breed Congress in Tulsa.
Hi, I'm Tommy with Heritage Tractor. Whether you're looking to maintain your yard or your whole ranching operation, Heritage Tractor has John Deere mower and tractor packages that make work fly by. With a variety of horsepower and attachment configurations, we have a package to best fit your needs and budget. To learn more about these exclusive packages, visit us in store or online at heritagetractor.com.
Legendary products, extraordinary service. That's our heritage.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
And welcome back to Better Horses, and glad you stayed with us. You know, as we talked about it, we want to talk all about horse shows, and we are at the finest horse show as we wrap it up with the Color Breed Congress. And with me today, I have Daryl Bilkey. He is the executive president of the COO of the Pinto Horse Association and now sponsoring the Color Breed Congress. Daryl, welcome to Better Horses.
Ed, thank you for letting us be on your radio show this morning and talking about the Color Breed Congress. I think it looked like we've had a great horse show. So thank Better Horses for being part of us and a great event.
You know, thousands of horses come to the Color Breed, and you also sponsor the Pinto Horse Show, which is going to be in spring of next year. And let's talk about the thousands of horses you have coming in. It is really a remarkable show that people, even to this day, don't realize you have multiple breeds that can register for this show.
For the Color Breed Congress, we are very blessed. We'll start with Pinto. Pinto is not a blood breed. We are a colored and solid show horse breed. So any horse, any color, any type can be part of Pinto. So we have a solid division, so the bays, the sorrels, the roans, whatever can be in the solids. And then we have the colored division, which that horse has to have 4 inches of cumulative white somewhere on their body. So, but both the divisions are going great for the Pinto. And here at the Color Breed Congress, we've added Palominas, Buckskins, the Open Ranch Horse Show, the Mules and Donkeys, the Mini Donkeys. Also in our solid registry, we accept Appaloosas, so we got a lot of Appaloosas here. So we feel very fortunate this year at the Color Breed Congress because we're up on numbers and we got a lot of horses and a lot of different colors that's happening. So.
And the show's being brought to you by here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's kind of like the center of the Midwest where a lot of people can roll in and basically join the shows. 650 classes. You also have a lot of prizes that you give out on this show. And I think that's kind of like the big attraction to the show. Would you say?
It is. And I mean, we're very blessed. We've got a couple of outside groups involved with this. A group that's basically stallion programs, Cash for Color, that will pay out cash-wise there. They'll pay out cashes and prizes there. They'll pay out probably $125,000. Then another group, Gold for Gold Fraternity, they pay out roughly about another $100,000 in cash and prizes. So time we pay out what they pay out and then what we pay out, Pinto at the Color Breed Congress, this show will pay out roughly about $350,000 in cash and prizes for people. So it's a nice fall show so people can take a little cash home with them and a lot of nice prizes home with them. So,
you know, I've been impressed since I've been here. I've talking to a lot of professional trainers. I mean, some really talent come out to this show. But you know what's interesting, Daryl, is you've had a lot of new shows coming up, individual exhibitors coming out.
We feel very fortunate there. This year, I would say we've probably got another 20% new people here that's showing their solid colored horses or their Palominas or their apps for their buckskins, whatever. But new people is coming to play, bringing their families, and we have a big family affair. We had a big cookout. We had a youth day with the pizza party. We had a lady who was like second, third in Department of Ag, Oklahoma, that kind of did a little motivational speech with the kids. So that was a great turnout. I think they had 50 or 60 kids in that group. So we felt very fortunate over that. And our cookout, family cookout, I mean, I don't know how many people we fed. I know they said they cooked roughly about 70, 80 gallon of stew and chili. So that feeds a lot of people in the soup line, So, but we had a great time. We were very fortunate. We had all the Fair Board members out. All 3 county commissioners in Tulsa was here with us. The 2 Fair Board members. So we felt blessed, and we had some celebrities with us. So it was a great event.
And that's a good point. You're bringing a lot of very valuable VIPs through here, but you also, these events that you're just described take away a lot of the intimidation of coming out here and competing. So you want to bring that novice out here that's never competed, because you do not have to qualify to be in the show.
We do not have to qualify, and I think, Ed, that we got you to show in a couple of classes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in just a minute, too.
Yeah, we'll ask Ed about his experience at the ID station getting his horse's ID. So,
and if you're just joining us, we're talking to the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Pinto Horse Association, sponsoring the Color Breed Congress, wrapping it up for 2024. And you brought up a really good point, Daryl, is we've always said you can come in 24, 48 hours into the show and do all the checks and balances. I will say from personal experience, I tested this. Yeah. And for all our listening audience out there, I brought one of my horses that just came right out of a cattle drive, and we sat there and competed. I can tell you that you have made the process so easy that if you just come up to the place and say, hey, I don't know the questions to ask, they'll walk you right through it. So it is really impressive. I have to say this. We have to talk about your staff. You have an impressive team that comes out here that makes all the exhibitors feel very welcome.
We are very, very blessed with our staff. We have roughly 80 people on staff for this event. The office staff, basically from the time you pull in, you stop at the stalling office to get your stall assigned. We'll check your health papers and Coggins papers. So from that point on, they'll take you to your stall, show you where your stall is, get you in your stall. And then that way, we got you. First thing, we want to take care of your horse. So we get your horse bedded down, and then you can come to the office, pick up your show packets, your numbers. Then you get to go back and get your horse and go to the ID station. And I think Ed had the experience there. He went to the ID station with his horse saddled, but we can't identify him with the saddle on because his picture does not have a saddle on his registration paper. So you have to go through that process, and I think they've had a little fun with Ed over unsaddling his horse and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I was picked on at all. I got to tell you, they've done a really good job on that. Now, and we want to also say that thousands of horses are coming into this show, and you've definitely took down the barriers of being intimidated. It's also being streamed on YouTube, and you have a lot of hits on this.
Right. I think our YouTube streaming, we had roughly 50,000 people watching it live stream. So you can always go back to our YouTube channel, and go to YouTube and go back and watch the horse show. Watch the whole horse show all over. So we got it in our YouTube channel. So that's another one of those video deals that I'm not real sure, but Ed can tell you more about the YouTube.
It's been impressive that you're streaming that, but that also shows us you have basically some good methodology showing that you're having a lot of viewers outside of this country, and You've got a lot of people coming from Canada to this show.
We got people from Canada. I had one trainer show me a video on his phone. Some people in Europe that had their horses with him, so that was showing. So they was watching it in Europe on the YouTube channel. So that made me feel real good. We had horses from there. I think we had horses roughly from 40 states, Canada, some horses up from Mexico. So we've had a good crowd, So. Yeah.
It's been one of the finest shows. It's a Color Breed Congress that we're talking about for 2024, wrapping it up under a very successful show where a lot of shows are struggling. This seems to be like the go-to that everybody likes to wrap up their year. And more importantly, you're seeing a lot of good exhibitors coming in, and you didn't seem to you seem to be increasing, and trajectory seems to be growing every year.
I think we was up 5%, 6%. We had 1,850 horses and a little over 5,000 entries, about 5,300 entries. So we was up from last year 6%, I think, if you want to start putting a pencil to it. So we felt very, very blessed that we was up, because usually this time of year, seemed like everything's been going the other way. So we feel real positive that we was up.
Yeah, everybody's tired. They've been to a lot of shows, but they kind of wrap it up. 650 classes here at the Color Breed Congress. Daryl Bilkey, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Pinto Horse Association that has sponsored the Color Breed Congress. And what do you do now that it's all over? You've got this event. You got two really good, the finest shows in the country that you just wrapped up. What happens after today?
Well, we get to go home and have Thanksgiving. We leave right after Thanksgiving and we go to the National Finals Rodeo with our Pinto booth to promote Pinto and see a lot of great exhibitors and friends out there. And then we get to come back home and start in January for getting ready for the International Equine Judges Seminar. So we host those. All the judges that is a horse show judge, has to come to Oklahoma once every 3 years to get recertified. So we're doing that in January, and then we go right into our convention into March, and then right back into the World Show in June, and just here we go again.
And then we got the Pinto Championship. Well, Daryl, first of all, thank you for allowing us to give you this talk. Thanks for filling in all the viewers. And if we're going to say one thing, we want everybody to train, get ready for the World Show that's coming up, and that you're getting ready for. So
the World Show, we're looking forward to the World Show. It'll be like 2 weeks. The second 2 weeks, I think, in June. So looks like we're projecting to have roughly 2,500 head of horses and 9,000 entries. So we'll have about 800 classes, and we'll have the whole Tulsa Fairgrounds. So come and have fun with us, and we'll have fun in June again.
One of the biggest shows that you can find in the Midwest. Well, Daryl, thank you for joining me. I look forward to having more conversations with you, and throughout this show, we'll talk more about the Color Breed Congress. I'm Ed Adams. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Hey there, Better Horses listeners. We are here on location at the Color Breed Congress, and I am joined by a very special guest. Libby, you want to introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about the Go for the Gold fraternity?
Yes, I'm Libby Crandall. I'm the fraternity chairperson for Go for the Gold. And I'll just give you a little history about Go for the Gold. It was started in 1995 by a special lady named Lois Smith. Lois is no longer with us. She passed away about 3 years ago, but we've continued with her tradition of Go for the Gold. It was started as a stallion auction for the small breeder to have a venue to show their foals. And over the years, it has grown into, it's just a special event this year at the Color Breed Congress. We have had it in Tulsa in past years, and then in Claremore, Oklahoma. And now we have joined up with the Color Breed Congress. This year we offered 19 classes.
Wow.
And we had a total payout of $71,544. That was in just the fraternity money. And then Oklahoma Palomino exhibitors also did bonus payouts to the classes that had Palominos in it. And the bonus was a $200 bonus to the highest placing Palomino. So we have also, this year was the first year for the 3-year-old ranch rail class, so we're trying to get that started and promoted good. Our stallion auction is in January each year, usually around the 9th, 10th, runs 3 days, and that's handled through Pro Horse Services. Can't get that one out.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, rolls right off the tongue. And but if you don't buy through the online auction, our stallions are available at their minimum bid after it closes. They can be purchased through Pro Horse Services until June 1st. And after that, they can contact me or Marilyn Dunahay to purchase their breeding. And that can be, like I said, at the minimum bid up until the end of the year. We also have a buy-in program where if you want to make your foal eligible to show in our futurity, and you didn't buy through the stallion auction, we do have that available. And we're going to be doing some different things with that. So
Sure,
you need to contact me on how that works exactly. So yeah, it's just a great futurity. We're not a real big futurity, but we pay big money. So we'd like for you to come join us.
Well, and Libby, this has been a really neat futurity for a long time. And it originally started as a Palomino futurity, but is expanded to all breeds, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. It was originally just to promote the Palomino horse. But, over the years, we decided to include the other color breeds, and that's worked out really well. Any color breed, the Pinto, Paint, Appaloosa, Quarter, any of those stallions can go into our stallion auction.
Nice.
So yeah, it's we've opened it up to where we have all colors. We do have certain classes that, like this year, it was the buckskin Palomino or regular registry Pinto.
Okay.
We had a special class for them for our weanlings, but we also had an all color.
Okay.
And then this year also, in the past, on our yearling classes, our yearling halter, it was just open. But this year we included the non-pro for the yearling halter.
Nice.
And of course we have the yearling open lunge line and the non-pro yearling lunge line. And probably next year we're going to add our NSBA classes back in.
Yeah. And you also have the in-hand trail, right?
Yes, yeah, we had the
and
in-hand trail.
then was this the first year for was it the ranch rail?
We had that as a jackpot in the past, but this
jackpot,
year we did have it as a true futurity, and it paid $6,000.
Wow!
Just in that class, for 4 horses. So
wow!
So come join us. You ranch people, you need to put your stallions in and get involved in that.
I've been a part of the Go for the Gold for a long time over the years, and I really feel like it's the best kept futurity secret that I know of. I mean, you paid out close to $75,000 in over 19 classes.
Over 19 classes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, do the math on that. I mean,
our 2-year-old pays really, really well, and of course our payouts depend on what the breedings are.
Yeah.
And we pay everything back. Like, we don't put any money into shows. All that money that is derived from our stallion sales goes back in payouts, with the exception of 10%. That's deducted, and that goes to the stallion owner. So if you're a stallion owner and you donate a breeding, then if your foals do well at our futurity, like for instance, one individual who was our High Point, he was the sire of the High Point weanling stallions and mares, he'll get a check for over $1,600. Yeah.
Kind of helps on that donated stud fee, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kind of helps cover the cost.
So let's say our Better Horses listeners are at home or maybe driving down the road and their truck and trailer is going to head to the next horse show. Where would you tell them to go to get different information, or how would you advise them to kind of get more information about putting their stallion in there or entering next year?
Yeah, they can certainly contact Marilyn Dunahay. She pretty much handles all the stallion, as far as getting the stallions in our stallion auction. Her number is on our website at opeagoforthegold.net.
Okay.
I'm the futurity person, Libby Crandall. You can contact me. My number's in there, and either one of us would be happy to talk to you about it.
So, and just so our listeners understand, the stallion doesn't necessarily have to be paid up that year. If they have a baby that they want to bring next year and the stallion's not in, they can nominate that stallion, correct?
That's correct.
Correct. The stallion owner doesn't get the 10% bonus, though.
No, not on that. And I think I was forgetting what I was getting ready to say.
Well, there's so much to talk about, that it is exciting, and I'm really excited to have it at the Color Breed Congress this year. I think this is a great fit for both the futurity and the Color Breed Congress. I mean, that's $75,000 added that, hey, everybody here didn't maybe know about, a week ago. So I think that's great.
And if you're going to be here showing anyway, just showing the maturity, showing the Color Breed Congress. I mean, it's and they also have other classes here at the Color Breed that you might be eligible to go in. So it's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, Marilyn or I, either one, would be happy to answer any questions.
So that website again was
OPEA, goforthegold.net. And we also have a Facebook page, Go for the Gold Facebook page.
Okay.
So we try to keep information on there and keep it updated, and like we've got our results on there now, and tells how each person placed, what the money payout was, and so that'll give you an idea of what you can win here at our futurity.
Sure. Well, hey, Libby, I don't want to keep you. I know you've got a job here to do otherwise too, because you tabulate the placings. Is that right?
Yeah, here at the Color Breed Congress.
Yeah. So I know you got to get back to a class, but I sure appreciate you being on here and talking about it. And we've been talking to Libby Crandall with Go for the Gold Futurity. Right. And I appreciate you all listening. And this is Merle Arbo, and I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dylan Luter, a specialist in equine performance medicine at the Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center. Our new service focuses on lameness diagnosis, advanced imaging, physical therapy, and regenerative medicine for horses with injuries preventing them from performing at their best. We can treat a variety of conditions and design a customized rehabilitation plan to meet the needs of each client and their horse. Visit us at ksvhc.org, the Veterinary Health Center, to discover, to teach, to heal.
Hi, I'm Tommy with Heritage Tractor. Whether you're looking to maintain your yard or your whole ranching operation, Heritage Tractor has John Deere mower and tractor packages that make work fly by. With a variety of horsepower and attachment configurations, we have a package to best fit your needs and budget. To learn more about these exclusive packages, visit us in store or online at heritagetractor.com.
Legendary products, extraordinary service. That's our heritage.
Established in 1956, the Pinto Horse Association of America was formed to welcome all types of equines and maintain their show records and pedigrees. PTHA currently has over 88,000 members with 157,000 registered Pintos. There are currently 3 separate registries: the Color Registry, the Solid Registry, and the Long Ear Registry. We welcome all levels of competition within a family-friendly environment. Become a member, register, and add value to your horse. For more information, check out the website pintoworld.com.
Get quality you can stand on. Hoof Grip is the proprietary formula that provides shock absorption for your animals with no ice buildup, slipping, cracking, or sogginess, making it the safest, most comfortable, and maintenance-free flooring on the market. Hoof Grip installs quickly and easily over existing surfaces, is easy to clean, and withstands extreme heat or cold. From vet offices to barns, wash racks to trailers and more. Visit hoofgrip.com to find a dealer in your area today.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
2024 is not over, so let's ride to the finest horse show of the year, the Color Breed Congress, beginning November 1st through the 9th in Tulsa, Oklahoma, located at the Ford Livestock Complex. With over 600 classes, all levels, all disciplines, and all breeds, including the long ear classes, can enter with no qualifications required. Cash and prizes to be won. The Color Breed Congress, a family-friendly environment with a good taste of healthy competition. For more information, go to colorbreedcongress.com. The Color Breed Congress in Tulsa.
Hey everybody, it's Susie Arbo with Better Horses, and we are so excited today. We are at the Color Breed Congress in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I love coming to this show because I get to meet all sorts of cool people, and I get to see friends that I met, over the years, and then I get to meet new people, and I happen to meet this amazing lady, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi y'all, my name is Hannah Penny and I am here at Color Breed Congress for the first time with Kimes Ranch. We are having such a great time. We're so happy to be here and enjoying meeting all the new faces and seeing some familiar faces as well.
Absolutely, and I love a good Kimes jeans. I mean, I brought my husband in here. He got some jeans. He's actually on the radio show too. You guys know him. His name is Merle, and he got his first pair. He already loves them. So it's just a great thing. But I learned something really cool about you that I just thought other people might want to know a little bit more about what you do. So can you kind of share what your other job is, or your other passion is?
Yeah, so I started what I call right now my side hustle, Beyond the Reins Wellness. It is a online personal training platform tailored specifically for equestrians. I came into fitness, found a passion for it a few years ago. Horses have always been my life since I was probably 6, but I found it a few years ago through college. I kind of needed to find something else as far as dealing with stress, bettering my well-being mentally, physically, emotionally, and I can appreciate the physical, mental, and social improvements that I gained from it, and because of that, I felt highly inclined to help people create the same lifestyle for themselves.
Absolutely, and I was really intrigued with you when I was kind of talking to you because I've been an athlete my whole life. I've done cheer and dance and dance at the NFL level, and I know like the strength that it takes to do that. And then riding horses also, just even if you ride like hunt seat and you have to post and you have a long class and whatnot, and you're all of a sudden you're out of breath or your legs hurt and you're just not performing as well as maybe you could be if you were in shape.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I see the value in it so much, and I think some people in the equine world has kind of caught on to that, like, hey, this is a good, healthy thing.
Sure.
And then I think it's something that, too, a lot of people maybe don't even know that it could really help them in the show
Be
pen.
beneficial.
Yeah, or on the
Yes.
ranch or whatever they're doing.
Absolutely. So here's how I look at physical fitness and riding. So I consider riding a skill. So in order to ride better or perform certain probably discipline specific skills, you basically have to do it more. Okay, so practice makes perfect essentially, but how do we do that better? How do we recover better? How do we perform or able to get to that skill level that we want faster? And with that comes in what I call the training, aka the exercising, the working out. So basically you use strength, muscular endurance, aerobic exercise, mobility, stability, body awareness. Proprioceptions are super huge as far as improving your riding. As we know, eyes up most of the time showing. So being aware of your body and your seat and being able to have muscular connections at the smallest level to being able to improving that skill itself. I think it's all super important as far as making you a more developed rider.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, I feel like our bodies, we get one body, right? And so taking care of it is so important. I've seen like on YouTube, I don't know, have you ever done any of the exercises that people do like with their horses? Like, have you seen that where like they stretch out like using their stirrups and stuff, and like they're like in the arena with their horse and they actually do the poses and stuff?
Yeah. So actually the first kind of introductions to, or I guess I should say, my first realization that I was like, you know what, I think I want to improve my fitness in order to ride better was I think I was a freshman in college, and I was showing on IHSA, and my coach had me do, basically, it was like a hip flexor stretch, essentially, but for the horsemanship, long, lean, like the long presentation, and I come from a cow horse background, so I wanted to be a little bit more sat back, sat down, rolled in my seat, so she had us doing some of those stretches on the saddle, in the saddle while riding, without our stirrups, and so that was kind of my first introduction, what sparked me, where I was like, you know what, I think I need to get stronger. I think my core needs to be stronger. I think my legs need to be stronger so I can hold myself in this position. And I want to have more endurance in being able to hold this as I show my horse through this pattern. So that was actually my first introduction to it. So I've absolutely, honestly, my first introductions into fitness and certain programming and exercises was directly from YouTube, because I was like, I gotta see it. I don't know how to do it. Right. It looks cool, but I need someone to show me how to do it. So I would go find these exercises and just have the YouTube pulled up on my phone as I'm working out, and I'd just pause it and I'd be like, okay, how did she do that? You know what I mean? And just that was my first introduction, was seeing it in video. So that's a lot too of when I started training. I was like, I want to have visual representation. I want to have words. I want to be there. If I'm going to be in an online platform, I want to be able them to basically feel like I'm training with them. So I was like, why not make it just like YouTube?
Absolutely.
So that's how I did it.
That is so cool. And, and we know, being in the horse world, a lot of us travel. We come to these big shows or rodeos or whatever you do within the equine industry. You're probably on the road a lot. So having the option of doing it over the internet, looking at your phone, watching the moves is so huge.
Yes.
And anybody can do it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So like my biggest thing is helping you find a balance in horses and health. That's what I preach all the time. And that doesn't mean that you need to be performing like some college football athlete. It just means that you need to be, I'm going to meet you where you're at, essentially. What do you want? What are your goals? This is about you. It's not about me. What I train specifically doesn't necessarily mean what you're going to train specifically. And so I get questions all the time. So like the main question I get is, what exercises should I be doing as an equestrian? And most of the time what I say is all of them. So I think that while there are some specific maybe exercises or accessories that you can add to generally improving your fitness, training is training. I want to be strength training. I want to be working on your mobility. I want to be working on your aerobic, cardiovascular strength, endurance. So I basically tell them anything. So honestly, people ask me all the time what exercises I should be doing to improve my riding. And while there are specifics that we can dive off into, there are certainly some exercises and accessories that we can specifically program based off your riding and your concerns in the seat. Those movements are really only going to make a small fraction of the overall improving your fitness in order to attain that seat. So most of the time, it's like supplementations into general resistance training and improving your overall fitness.
I absolutely love that. And you and me the other day, we were talking about how closely our mental health is connected to our physical health. And I'm a therapist by day, so I do mental health therapy with people. And I tell people one of the best things you can do is get your body moving. And as far as I do, when you show horses or you're competing, that it gets stressful and there's a lot of pressure. You put a lot of time, a lot of money. And so handling that kind of stress, I feel like exercise is one of the best things that you can do actually for that is lowering that anxiety, just getting your heart rate up in a natural, healthy way.
Absolutely. I mean, we've all heard runner's high, correct? So basically after you exercise, you experience this endorphins, serotonin, norepinephrine. Those are all things that you experience that make you kind of feel that high after exercising. So exercise not only obviously helps with anxiety, depression, it can increase energy levels, increase blood flow to the brain, which also improves cognitive brain function, can help you sleep better, decreases stress, improves the mood, as you can assume. You're likely to feel more confident. It creates resilience. Doing something hard, I think we're intended to do something hard in life. I think that makes us able to handle more things that are thrown at us. So I think the more that we can stack on, hey, I did this, hey, I accomplished this, hey, I pushed myself to this level, I think the more that we're able to handle whatever may come at us. So that's a big thing with my training is I just push yourself to be, not that you need to go so hard, but I just push yourself to maybe step just a tick outside of your comfort level and then just be okay with whatever may come from it. So there's a lot of benefits to it, and not just on top of the mental side of things, but can lessen the likelihood of disease as related to like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and especially for us slowing down the loss of muscle mass and bone density, especially after the age of 30. We want to keep riding. We want to keep doing this for a very long time, and I think we treat our horses like athletes. I don't know if we always do the same for ourselves. So that's why I want to be an advocate for saying, like, be selfish for yourself every now and then. And I know that can be taken as a negative connotation, but really what I'm saying is take the time to take care of your wellness and your well-being in order to be able to do this longer in the future.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good to hear. I even think things, just like we're at a horse show, I know we all need caffeine, that kind of stuff,
Sure.
but just still getting that water in every day and kind of watching what you eat. I mean, if you even eat a bag of potato chips for lunch,
Sure.
you're not going to feel great and you're not going to perform. So even just like the nutrition
Right.
side of it is
Sure.
so big too, just
Yeah.
protein, just keep you going.
Absolutely. So, like, macronutrients wise, it is extremely important to fuel your body appropriately. And I know how hard it can be on the road. I work for Kimes. I'm gone minimum 10 to, who knows, 14, 15, 16 days at a time. And so I completely understand that it can feel overwhelming. As far as I'm going to try to eat healthier, I really don't like looking at food as good or bad. I just look at it as this is fuel for my body in order to be able to perform and do the things that I want to do. So it's the same thing as the horses, essentially. We want to feed them the best quality feed. We want them to get the best rest. We'll do anything and everything as far as recovery goes for them to perform in the same way. So we should do the same for ourselves. So with the eating, like, obviously there's always going to be a conversation about whole foods, nutrient-dense foods versus highly processed, highly calorically dense foods. So I think that it has a ton to do with not only the way that you feel, but like your brain in general, as far as you brain fog, feeling sleepy, feeling groggy, having headaches. I think obviously water has a ton to do with dehydration, your sleep, your muscles, the way you physically feel. I mean, our body is made mostly of water, so you would only imagine that we're going to need to continue replenishing that, especially with the amount of work that we put in during a show. While the regular chores don't necessarily always qualify as a strength training or specific to exercising, it's still hard. It's still a lot of steps. It's still taking a lot out of you, and it's very taxing, not only physically but mentally and emotionally, the stress that people undergo as far as preparing to show at their best ability. So I think just taking care of your body, fueling your body properly, and obviously consuming a lot of water and getting as much rest as you can. I know that rest can always be an issue, especially late night schooling horses. So trust me, I get it. And I think that's where the balance comes in. That's where I preach balance, especially because when I have someone, especially trainers that I'm trained with, and they're schooling 9 head of horses at 1 in the morning, I do not think that you need to go to the gym at 7, okay? I think that you need to get rest and you need to fuel your body and drink your water and have some caffeine probably in order to perform the best of your ability that day. So
Yes, yeah, all such important things, and I feel like this is really good for the listeners out there just to kind of hear, to take care of your body, make yourself a priority.
Yes.
And I always love to give people just like a little bit of a call to action, and I always think if you can do even one small thing each day
Absolutely.
to just start incorporating, whether it's, try a workout, get online, look things up, tell them how to get a hold of you and your Beyond the Reins.
So you
Wellness.
can find me at Beyond the Reins Wellness on Facebook and Instagram. I also have a website, beyondthereinswellness.com. Really, just shoot me a message. It's super casual. I just want to get to know you. I want to see how I can be of benefit to you. That's my biggest thing that I push, is just making small changes. I don't think that anything can be done by making drastic changes. Maybe there's somebody out there that can do it, but I think that in the industry that we are in, that it's not always easy to just put yourself over top of a living, breathing animal that absolutely either is your livelihood or completely depends on you, or both, truthfully. So I am just here to be able to tailor to that world and help you wherever you are.
I love it.
Make the next step.
I love it. That's so cool. And I just want to give a little plug here for Kimes again. So,
Absolutely.
yep. So, check
Kimes
them
pays
out.
the bills.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And tell me, too, if somebody wanted to order a pair of jeans, what's the website?
It is kimesranch.com, and I am here at Color Breed Congress, so feel free to come find me. This has been such a great job for me as far as meeting so many people. Obviously, like I said, I online personal training while I don't necessarily want to solicit to just anybody. Yeah. If given the opportunity, and that I think that it's a way that maybe I can improve their lives with a pair of jeans that makes their butt look good, and then maybe a workout program that makes them feel good as well.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. So I'm really thankful to be here. I'm really thankful for this company and the people that have helped me to be where I am. So yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and teaching us about taking care of ourselves.
Thank you.
All right, well, everyone, that kind of wraps up our show for this week. As you can tell, we are still here at the Color Breed Congress, and we're going to let everyone go. But I want to let everyone know, if you want to hear this show again from our radio listeners, be sure to listen to our podcast just by typing in Better Horses.
Also, don't forget, our Better Horses Fall Edition newspaper is out with lots of great tips and tricks for the horses and riders.
And you know what? If you checked out our broadcast television show, it's also on YouTube. And we'd like to thank RFD, the Cowboy Channel, and also streaming on Equus TV.
Ed, I'd like to give a special thanks out to our Better Horses team behind the scenes, our radio producer, Brianna Johnson, our TV producer, Kelly Creech, and of course, all of our sponsors.
And thank you for listening and enjoying our program. And we want all of you to be good buckaroos and buckarettes. Mind your mom and dads and be brave, but don't take any chances out there. Until next time, I'm Ed Adams.
And I'm Merle Arbo.
Happy trails, and always ride for the brand.